Hello and welcome to a very short but positive update. This is the 7th of December. Wanted to let everybody know that you probably are aware that the judge in Georgia agreed to the Trump team having 8 hours to forensically examine some of the Dominion voting machines, and was something like between 24 hours and 48 hours after that they felt they would have some sort of response in terms of the data. It's much quicker than that, and I have been told that the initial findings from the Trump team, 2 specialists they have in, ex-military, ex-veterans, and they are fairly confident that they found evidence of vote flipping from Trump to Biden. So they believe that the machines that they have been allowed by a court to investigate in Georgia are proof positive of evidence of vote flipping from Trump to Biden. Now, if that is correct, and I have no reason to think that it's not, then that is the end of Georgia's Biden charge. That's the end of it, finished. So I wanted to give you that good news. At this stage in the game, please don't expect that to be in the mainstream media. The only time the mainstream are going to have to carry something is literally when President Donald Trump puts his hand on the Bible 20th of January and says, I swear to uphold the office of president. I think up until then, the media is just going to pretend that, Biden is going to get in. So that's a really important point, and I wanted to share that with you. A couple of other things you obviously, and I didn't respond to it immediately, but the other Liberty Bell in New York, of course, the church was burnt down. That bell was something like 29 years older than the original one in Philadelphia. And we know that the bad actors did that. If you think about from an American perspective, what the Liberty Bell means, its history, but really what it means by burning the church down, these bad actors are saying that they don't care about the Constitution, they don't care about freedom, liberty. It's a message which is pretty pathetic actually, but that's the message that they're sending. So that was about that. What's lost out of the news in terms of America and other countries are the number of underground bases that are being hit at the moment by good forces. In other words, this vacuum, shall we say politically, and the bad guys are on the back foot now because of the interception of their electronic communications. There have been a number of underground bases that have been looked at, and those of you who've studied these med beds and connecting consciousness, we've been approached by somebody to see if we can think about getting something like that up in our first healing centre in Britain. Just to let you know that a number of children and females who have been brought up from some of these bases very recently are being put on these med beds. And those of you who excuse me, don't know what a med bed is, it might be quite handy to find 5 minutes and just do a bit of research. I'm not at liberty to say where these tunnels or bases were at the moment, but what I can tell you is that one of them was 5 miles down. So when we talk about a deep underground military base, you're not joking. 5 miles down. It takes quite a while to get to that location and quite a while to get back, even with super fast transport. So whilst we've got this game, this theatre playing out with the elections, there are other things going on now in the cover of it. So that's good news. I wanted to share that with you. So that was really it on the updates. There is other stuff that's coming along, and we'll hopefully be able to bring that to you. But again, just don't expect this at this stage to be in the mainstream. The mainstream still doing everything they can to make it as normal as possible for a transition as they see it. And I said it before, I just do not see how the world's media can extricate itself, can come back from this hole that they've dug themselves in. And if we're fortunate, it'll be the destruction of the connection between mainstream media and the general public. Hopefully for a generation. Hopefully for a generation, ordinary, fair-minded, decent people will absolutely switch off from mainstream news, and it'll just be the death of them, and they'll have to change. So good news, and I'll keep you updated as it comes along. All right, thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.